Ladies and gentlemen, here we are with your first take of the Madden 21 franchise. First take, your take. We are here in year 3 in the wild card round matchup, so let's go ahead and paint the picture for you guys. This is what our playoff bracket is looking like. In the AFC, we see the Bills have the first round bye. Going in here, we see the number 2 seed Steelers taking on the 6 seed Jaguars. We get the 3 seed Texans taking on the 6 seed Chiefs. The 4th seed Chargers taking on the 5th seed Patriots. And over in the NFC, here we have the Panthers with their bye, followed by number 2 seed Giants taking on the 7th seed Niners. The 3 seed Cardinals taking on the 6 seed Buccaneers. The 4th seed Packers taking on the 5th seed Rams. So we're going to go in here matchup by matchup, and we're going to fill out a bracket. All right, first round, we have the number 2 seed Steelers versus 7 seed Jags. And listen, the Steelers have played very fantastic this season. They finished the year on an 11-game win streak. Caught everyone by surprise. Everyone was saying this team's not really Super Bowl ready. They came out and they showed it. However, I would not sleep on the Jags. The Jaguars, they're a very talented team. They have, we haven't really found out their identity yet, whether they're a toter or whether they make good reads. This is Bonica. He was in the league before. He joined at week 11 and made that final playoff push to take the spot over the Jets. But so see the keys to the game. If the Steelers want to win this game, they gotta feed Nick Chubb. He's been the key to the success, and really in doing that, they gotta limit the third and long situations on offense, because if you force Russell Wilson to make a read like that, I think that's when the turnovers start piling up, and that's when the Steelers go back to being the mid-tier team. If they want a chance at this chip, they gotta avoid third and longs. For the Jaguars, I recommend they establish the run, because we've seen some games where they try and be a pretty little passer in the pocket, and they get picked off, pick six, and they get blown out. Also, force turnovers. If you can force turnovers against the Steelers team, you will be in a very good situation to win the game. Overall, my prediction is that the Steelers will win. I didn't put a score with this one, but if I had to put a score, let's say it's going to be a tight game. I say 24-21. Moving on, we have the number 3 seed Texans taking on the 6 seed Chiefs. This Texas team, they have been improving. Start of the year, they were very wobbly. They finished very strong. They won the last 2 user games, including the win over the Chiefs. However, the Chiefs, since this league began, they have the 3-1 lead over the Texans when they match up. This is kind of a rivalry game, I'd like to say. For the Texans, what I see for them to succeed, they have to have ball security, can't turn the ball over. That's going to be a recurring theme here with all these teams in the league. And their defense has to step up. Sometimes I feel like whenever they lose the game, it's because they're just getting put, just play after play, just getting bullied down the field. The defense steps up. I like to say they have a good chance to win this game. Key to the game for the Chiefs, they got to use their bend don't break defense. They have a good red zone defense. So as I feel comfortable with the Chiefs trying to stop the Texans in the red zone, and they got to use their deep threats. Tyreek Hill. They don't have Miracle Hardman anymore, but they do have a couple of those rookies in there. They got some fast boys. So if they use those deep threats, I like to say they have a good chance to win this game. Overall, my prediction is the Chiefs will upset the Texans 35-24. Moving on here, we have the last game in the AFC for the wild cards, the Chargers versus the Patriots. The Chargers are the technically higher seed, but the Patriots finished with a better record. So, I think the Patriots, honestly, they make better reads and they have a better user on defense, but the Chargers have a better team. Patriots, start of the year, they had one of the best teams, but they've just been getting older and older, and they've picked up older players. They went out and got Tom Brady, who's like 49 years old. I'm not sure what he's doing, but overall, he's a good player, bad GM, so it's going to be a good game. For the Chargers to win this game, they're a run-heavy team. They just got to slow the tempo. If they limit the possessions of the Patriots, that's going to be the best thing for them. For the Patriots, I'd like to say, they got to win the turnover battle. I've been saying that with almost every team here, but the Patriots especially. They're like one of the only teams in the league to beat the Bills, and they only do it whenever they win the turnover battle. So I think that's important for this Chargers game, and they should get O.J. Howard involved. He's their X threat. They got the trade off with the Buccaneers early in the season to pick him up. They traded one of their offensive linemen. However, O.J. Howard's been huge for this team. If they keep getting him involved, like I said, they have a good chance to win the game. My final prediction is the Patriots win this game 28-24. Moving on to the NFC with the number 2 seed Giants, who are currently, I believe, are taking on the 49ers as we speak. My prediction originally was 42-7, but I think it's actually a close game. So let's see if the Niners come back and maybe eat my words here. But I think the Giants are very strong. Moving on, we have the number 3 seed Cardinals going on against the number 6 seed Buccaneers. Buccaneers, they've had a pretty terrible season, I like to admit. But they are the reigning champions, so you cannot count them out. And I don't think the Cardinals have ever been able to beat this Tampa Bay team. Even this season, the Buccaneers have been struggling all year, and the Buccaneers still managed to win that game. For the Cardinals to win this game, they got to use the RPOs because they have Kyler Murray, who's great, a great option to run the ball. They have they have very strong running back. They have Short Daddy. Short Daddy has been one of their number one receivers. They got to use his deep threat ability. He's very quick. He scores about 100 yards and a touchdown a game. He's one of the best receivers in the league. Get him involved. For the Buccaneers, they got to limit turnovers. I say this with every team, especially for Tampa Bay. They had two quarterbacks this season. Jameis Winston threw about 24 picks. Jordan Travis threw 30. He went 30 for 30. So they got to figure out who the quarterback is, and they got to figure out how to stop these turnovers. Overall, I have the Buccaneers upsetting the Cardinals 31-21. And moving on, final game of the NFC wildcard matchups. We have the Packers versus the Rams. And the Rams actually, they started off as kind of a toter. They're getting a good mix now between the run and the pass. And this is very important. Packers are without their star D lineman, Kenny Clark. As many of you know who've played the Packers, he's a D-line user when he has Kenny Clark. He's very able to get to the quarterback with him. However, when he's hurt, he's out for 31 weeks. This dude is almost dead. I think he's in the ICU still. So that's going to be a tough matchup for them. I think for the Packers, what they got to do is they got to pressure the quarterback somehow because you can't just give away that pressure, Whether that requires you to blitz or, if you can get it done with someone else, that's what you need to do. On offense, they should air the ball out. They're honestly one of the best passers in the league. If we're talking about making reads, they're one of the best at that. So if they get the ball in the air, I'd like to say they have a good shot at winning this game. For the Rams, they got to lock up the passing game. They have some star secondary members. Matter of fact, they have a star-studded defense. They have Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. So they need to lock up that passing attack of the Packers, and they need to move the chains. Don't go for the big shot. Use your short passes and your run to your advantage. That's what they got going for them. Overall, due to Kenny Clark's injury, I have the Rams winning this game 21-17. This would be the updated brackets here. We have the Bills and Chiefs taking on the Chiefs. Steelers taking on the Patriots on the AFC end. On the NFC, we have the Panthers versus the Buccaneers and the Giants versus the Rams. For your AFC matchup, your first one, the Bills will taking on the Chiefs. These Bills are 3-time champions. You cannot underestimate that. The Chiefs, they have some good weapons on offense, and I think it's going to be a very good game. The Bills, I bet they'll underestimate the ability of the Chiefs. However, I think that the Bills will pull it out. 42-38 is my score prediction there. It should be a lot of fun. Moving on the other side of the bracket, we have the Steelers taking on the Patriots. And, the Steelers have been surprisingly good this season. However, I'm not sure what they can do when they're matching up against these top teams like the Patriots. Patriots are only the 5th seed right now. However, they've been very dominant since the league began. So I think that what's going to happen is Patriots going to take an early lead. Steelers going to try and battle back, but the Patriots will hold on to the game. 24-21 is my prediction. Moving on to the NFC, the number 1 seed, the undefeated number 1 seed Panthers going up against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And, the Panthers, like I said, the only undefeated team in the league. However, they also have the worst red zone offense in the league. Not just talking about users. They have the worst red zone offense in the league, period. Only 56% of their red zone drives turn into scores. And I think it's going to be very important for Tampa Bay. If they can get those red zone stops, I think that, they're the reigning champions. I think they'll get it done. I think they're going to pull up, shock the Panthers, and they're going to run away with it. Final prediction, 31-10, Buccaneers win. Moving on to the NFC, where the number 2 Giants taking on the number 5 Rams. And really, I think the Giants are the better team on the sticks. Even though the Rams are like a worse version of the Giants here. So I just see the Giants ended up winning the game 24-14. Moving on to our conference matchups here, we have the Bills and Patriots taking on each other, and the Buccaneers taking on the Giants. So Bills, Patriots. And, historically, the Patriots have been a tough matchup for the Bills. However, I think the talent differential on the field, not just talking about the sticks, I'm talking about the players they got. Bills are way too talented this year to fall to the Patriots. As you know, week 1, they blew them out like 50-something to 0. I see something very similar happening here. Bills win 49-7 is my prediction. And then in the NFC, Giants and Buccaneers are going to, play each other again. These are two teams that I've met multiple times in the playoffs, and they have a very bitter rivalry. And, Saquon Barkley's been the X factor for the Giants every time they play. So my prediction is the Buccaneers are going to jump to an early lead, but the Giants will ride Saquon and pull off the comeback victory and win 28-23 over the Buccaneers. And finally, in the Super Bowl, we have the number 1 seed Bills taking on the number 2 seed Giants as they meet once again. And however, you got to remember that one game where the Giants put themselves in a rut early and got blown out in the Super Bowl. I don't think we're seeing that again. The Giants know what they're going up against. They're going to have a level head going into this game. And I think that it's going to be going both ways. However, the Giants are going to use Saquon Barkley to their advantage, chew some clock, and I think they're going to win the game. This might be a shock to some of y'all. I think this is the year of the Giants. They have been in the league all 6 seasons we've done this. They have no rings. I think this is the time to get a ring. So, final prediction, Giants will be your Super Bowl champions. We'll be coming out with Super Bowl odds very soon. And that is all we have for you guys today. That is the end of First Take.